I have come here for the presidential election, which you all know. 2 years ago, I took over when no one was available, no one was willing to run the country. Now there are 38 people. I wish all of them were there at that time. Then I need not have got involved in this. I was a single member who had to come out. But what we have achieved so far has to be consolidated. What we have done is to steady the ship, stabilize it. That is all. We have to now ensure that it's a permanent system, new economy that will be in place. We have to consolidate our stabilization. This is what is before you. What we have done, I had to take difficult decisions. When the IMF told me not to print money, not to borrow money, that our loans were too high, not to borrow from the banks, okay. Then we have to take some very difficult decisions like imposing a higher VAT rate. But it worked because when our revenue came up, rupee got stronger, it came to $300 and prices also came down from 10% to 40%. Is that enough? My answer is no. There's still a gap and many of you are feeling the impact yet. Next year, I want to certainly lighten the burden of cost of living, and as rupee gets stronger, it will happen. But to do that, we have to ensure that we have consolidated the gains. As you see in the IMF communique that was issued, this can all slip back. So we want to carry on with the agreement that we have with the IMF. That's all that we are asking. I'm asking. My friends in the opposition want to change it. That is what they want to do. They want to lower taxes. I also would like to do it and give things free. I would like to give it. But economically, you can't do it today. If you do that, you will be like Greece. When Papandreou and others took over, they had a plan with the IMF. That's the Socialist Party. But finally, they were overtaken by a new party, Siraj, which was run by Sra, and they asked the people, they had a referendum, and the people rejected the IMF deal by 60%. And they took over. They tried to run the country without the IMF. End result, VAT, which was 13%, became 23%. The salaries of government servants were cut in half, and some of them were sent home. What I have tried to do is, without any of those, without touching your income or jobs, to carry on. So there has been a bit of, certainly, as a result, prices have varied. There is no other way. I don't want to have any unemployment. No one should go out. But now we have to go ahead and we must have a new economy. We can't have an import-dependent economy in which we haven't sufficient foreign exchange to pay for our imports. You can't keep borrowing every day. It's like a household. You can't borrow every day. So we have to get an export-oriented economy. So that is what we are working. While doing an export-oriented industry, further strengthen the rupee and lighten the cost of living, the burden. So let us now bring in a new economy. Let's use this occasion to become a strong nation. And let's turn towards the new economy where firstly we want to double the number of tourists who come, and from $150 a head to get $400 a head. Jaffna is one of the areas we have marked out, Mana and Jaffna. And if we have the sea tourism also, the cruise tourism, there will be a lot of work for those people who were involved during the LTT war in running the boats, the Sea Tigers. We have people who are used to it, so why don't we mobilize that? Agriculture modernization. Jaffna is very strong in agriculture. Agriculture modernization to export, for export. When the world population increases, why don't we get into the population increase around Africa and Asia, mainly. Digital economy. And of course, the zones I want to open here, as I mentioned to you, the 3 zones. And renewable energy. So we can give Jaffna a new economy. I am resolving the present political issues, but Jaffna issues can't be confined to devolution. There must be development. Every other province has development. Jaffna hasn't. The Jaffna I knew before the war was the 4th city in the country. 4 cities there were: Colombo, Kandy, Jaffna, Galle. Today, gold is much bigger than Jaffna. Batiklo is much bigger than Jaffna. So with this, you must start a new phase. And the country must start a new phase. We have to look at economic development. And I have come here to ask for your vote on this occasion. I have been coming here quite regularly. I didn't ask for the vote. But I ask you all on 21st September to vote next to the gas cylinder. Otherwise, remember one thing I'll tell you, no gas.
Sri Lanka